Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. I finally got in. I had this trouble.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
What? I'm on. I don't get any sound.
I can hear you, Karen.
But there's nothing on the screen with sound. I mean, I see pictures.
Unless somebody's talking. You
Right.
hear me?
Sorry,
Yeah.
there's nothing on the screen with sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just for copyright reasons, I didn't want to grab somebody else's music.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
How are we doing, everybody? It's Rick Donato.
Oh, Martha.
Has the meeting started?
We're just going through the slideshow of our sponsors and all of our well-wishers. And the
Okay.
actual program will start momentarily, just giving a chance for everybody to come in and get settled and make sure there's no connection issues.
Okay.
And yes.
I have the phone number if you
I
want
just
to.
want to thank all of our sponsors and everybody who submitted an ad and a well wish to our honorees tonight. It really is a great part of the program, and we appreciate all the support, and I'm sure the honorees appreciate it as well. So with that being said, we can start now.
All right, I'll talk.
Mary Jo, you have to unmute.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be doing that all night. It's my honor to introduce the Zonta Club of Malden president, Michelle Wong, and she is going to say a few words to us.
Thank you, Mary Jo. Good evening. I am Michelle Luong, president of the Zonta Club of Malden. It is my pleasure on behalf of the members of Zonta to welcome all of you who are joining us this evening. Tonight is the 22nd celebration of Women Making a Difference. And this evening, we are so pleased to be honoring 5 extraordinary women: Naomi Brave, Lisa Senka, Masha Manong, Mei Hung, and the Honorable Representative Kay Khan. Honoring women who have gone above and beyond their daily lives to advance and empower women and young girls is a tradition that Zonta Club of Malden started 21 years ago. Today, I was able to personally congratulate each of these amazing women with their flowers and citations and awards. I want each of them to know that their contribution to our community and the advancement of women and girls will be felt for years to come. Just know that what you do matters, and by empowering others, you can make a difference in someone's life. It's so important to remember as women that when you advance in your lives and careers, to turn yourself around and reach out your hand and pull another woman up with you. The results will be amazing. I want to thank the past honorees for their continued contributions, for their work and service. This year's honorees will join the ranks of these remarkable women. These women personify the mission of Zonta as they empower themselves and others through service and advocacy. Now I'd like to introduce tonight's mistresses of ceremonies, Mary Jo Koisame and Leanne Andrucci. Take it away, ladies.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mary Jo Koizumi. I would like to thank our president, Michelle Luong, for welcoming our honorees and all of the guests here tonight. On behalf of our club members, we thank you for your leadership and commitment to the club. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the committee that made tonight possible. My co-chair, Leanne Andrucci, and the committee members, Joanne Stroud-LeBeau, Ariane Taylor, Sue Thompson, Darlene Joyce, Ruthie Doughton, excuse me, Sharon Rose Zyberg, and Sarah Zyberg. For those of you not familiar with our organization, Zonta International is a leading global organization of professionals empowering women worldwide through service and advocacy. The Zonta Club of Malden is one of the longest continuous clubs in Zonta International. We are celebrating 91 years this year. The Zonta organization itself is celebrating 101 years this year. On behalf of the Zonta Club of Malden, I would like to thank the members of the state legislature and elected city officials who have joined us here tonight. We would like to say thank you to District Attorney Marion Ryan, Representative Paul Donato, State Representative Kay Khan, Councilor at Large Steve Winslow, and our very own Ward 7 School Committee member, Michelle Luong. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Okay. Thank you again for taking the time to be with us tonight to celebrate the accomplishments of our honorees. Our Mayor of Malden, the Honorable Gary Christensen, could not be here with us tonight, but has sent his greetings to the 2021 Women Making a Difference honorees and all of us here in attendance tonight.
This opportunity to thank the Zonta Club of Malden from advocating to end child marriage and raising awareness of teen dating violence, to volunteering for those in need and supporting local businesses. Zonta has continued their good work in our community despite these challenging times. I also want to thank Zonta for taking the time to recognize the contributions of 5 remarkable women. Amelia Earhart, a famous Zontian, who was known for being the first female pilot to fly solo across the Atlantic, so wisely said, the most effective way to do it is to just do it. And tonight's honorees have certainly done just that. Whether working to create a culturally vibrant community through the arts, or promoting intercultural harmony and fostering a sense of inclusiveness, or championing social justice and equal access to opportunities, whether in the legislature, in education, or through community activism. I am confident that when you hear from each of these honorees, you will be inspired by their leadership, their commitment to making a difference, and their ability to just get things done. Again, thank you, congratulations, and enjoy the night.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Christensen, for acknowledging our honorees and for your continued support of the Zonta Club of Malden. Now, I would like to introduce you to Leanne Andrucci, my co-chair.
Good evening, everyone. Zonta International District 1 spans New England in the Eastern Atlantic province of Canada. There are several members from our district leadership here tonight. Please join me in welcoming District 1 Governor Beatrice Shorey, former District 1 Governor Elizabeth Hart, former District 1 Governor Joanne Popolo, and past Area 4 Directors Lisa Jacobson and Sue Thompson.
Thank you, Leanne. Okay, at this time, I will call upon our District 1 Governor, Beatrice Shorey, to bring greetings on behalf of District 1 of Zonta International and welcome you to the 2021 Women Making a Difference celebration. Thank you, Governor. All right.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Beatrice Shorey. I am the governor of District 1 in Zonta International. District is truly international because we have clubs from the United States and from Canada. I'm a member from Zonta Halifax in Nova Scotia. I emigrated 51 years ago from Switzerland. Even in elementary and in high school, right up to trade college, I always enjoyed to help and support people in need. This passion has followed me until today. I love Zonta. We are here to help and improve the lives of women and girls and around the world. I am very happy to welcome everybody, especially the 5 women whom we honor today. Women making a difference are powerful words. To be part of this celebration means a lot to me. I want to congratulate and thank all of you. Thank you to the Zonta Club of Malden with President Michelle Luong and arranging this very special event. Thank you also to the organizing committee. I'm sending a million regards from Nova Scotia and best of luck to all participants. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Beatrice, very much. Thank you.
I would like to take a moment to thank and acknowledge the civic groups and organizations that are here this evening. We appreciate your continued support each year And of course, most importantly, we are grateful to have our amazing honorees and the many loving and supportive family members and friends that have also joined us here this evening.
Our Zonta blessing, which is recited at every meeting, will now be read by Sarah Zyberg.
Together now, we voice our thanks for life, for food, for love and care. We also honor Zonta's code through fellowship and all we share. Zontians work for lasting peace for every nation, everywhere.
Thank you, Sarah. I now call upon Brother Thomas Puccio, who was a former headmaster and longtime principal at Malden Catholic High School for 35 years and is now the Director of Mission, to lead us in the invocation.
Thank you, Mary Jo. Good evening, everyone. Let us pray. As warm, early spring breezes refresh and renew, as the world awakens from slumber of winter and from a year of grief and challenge, how thankful our hearts, how glad our spirits for the many miracles of love that surround us, for the miracles of Naomi and Marcia, for May and Lisa and Kay touching our lives, for their amazing achievements, and for all the good work of Zonta in answering the needs around us. We are thankful. Creator God, Spirit of truth within us, we gather tonight in heartfelt celebration and in deep joy for all those who have used your divine spark to light our world. Grant us, we pray, the courage to journey on toward justice and inclusion for all. Grant us the docility to learn from one another, the humility to serve, and the strength to lead. Grant each of us continued faith, hope, and love. May the torch of faith spark us to good action and fire us to dare build a just and peaceful world. May the glow of hope and the work of our hands dispel the despair of those who have fear, disease, and injustice as constant companions. And may our personal flame of love so brighten the lives of those we meet that they may know compassion, justice, peace, and plenty. We know we have sustained great loss this year through disease and violence. May those who mourn the recent losses from senseless gun violence in our land be consoled. And may we be firm in our resolve to address the root causes of abuse and violence. Let us work to end such hurt to one another. With deep sympathy, too, we pray for the repose of those thousands lost to the scourge of our pandemic and for consolation to their families. May we have willing hearts to share the burdens of those laboring with the economic and emotional ravages of our pandemic. Beneficent God, may the Zonta vision of a world in which women's rights are recognized as human rights inspire us to good. Thankful for the companionship we share tonight and for the models of care and service that we recognize in our honorees, may this evening renew in us a joy in the seeking and appreciation of the many miracles among us and the courage to transform our world for good. We pray these things in confidence and trust. Amen. Congratulations, honorees, and good night to all.
Thank you very much, Brother Puccio. That was lovely. The Zonta Club of Malden is proud to celebrate our 22nd annual Women Making a Difference event. And although this is an event to honor the outstanding accomplishments of the women being recognized, I think it's important to mention that the proceeds from tonight's event will be redirected back into the community. With your support, for which we are very grateful, we will be able to provide several much-needed scholarships to deserving high school seniors. Before the 5 amazing honorees are introduced, I would like to acknowledge the past Women Making a Difference honorees that have joined us this evening. In our audience, we have Marion Desmond, Elizabeth Hart, Lisa Jacobson, Patricia Kelly, Joanne Stroud-LeBeau, Kathleen McKenna, Joanne Popolo, Humanitarian District Attorney Marion Ryan, Judy Sadeka, Gabriella Snyder Stelmack, and Sue Thompson. Thank you all for being here tonight to support this important event. And thank you again, each of you, for all you do for our communities. And now, onto the part of the evening that we have all been waiting for, our 2021 Women Making a Difference honorees.
I have the distinct pleasure to begin introducing this evening's amazing honorees. Their favorite quotes and biographies are also included in our virtual program. Tonight's honorees soar above the ordinary in their professions, in their service to community, and in their steadfast commitment to help improve the lives of those around them. Our first quote, "There is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." Amanda Groman. First honoree this evening is a person who has given her time and energy over the years by volunteering in her community while enriching lives through art. Naomi Brave is her name. Naomi Brave is the founder of Malden Arts, a local nonprofit dedicated to enriching lives by experiencing, learning about, or creating art, and where artists and others find welcome, community, and inspiration. Originally from Baltimore, Maryland, Naomi has called Malden her home since 1998. Her day job is managing director of the Center for Integrative Quantum Materials at Harvard University, but her heart is with promoting the arts in Malden. Naomi has spearheaded the Malden Art Line, Window Arts Malden, in the Switchbox Project, and helped bring little free libraries to Malden. She loves volunteering in her community, and in her spare time enjoys knitting, gardening, playing the piano, and walking with her husband and dog in the Fells. In recognition of Naomi's leadership and the understanding, importance, and dedication of empowering ourselves through art and volunteering her time in the community, the Zonta Club of Malden is pleased to honor Naomi Brave as a 2021 Woman Making a Difference. We welcome Naomi to speak with us tonight.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you all so much for coming. I am incredibly honored to be receiving this award tonight. I want to thank Zonta so much for this. I am very humbled to be considered in the same breath as the other honorees. I've had the pleasure to personally see Marcia, May, and Lisa in action, and Malden is lucky to have these amazing women working in our community. I am receiving this award for my work with Malden Arts, and I constantly have to pinch myself that the city actually lets me do this work. This stuff is big and permanent, and they allow us to do it. Malden Arts is a very collaborative organization, and I have in no way done this work alone. I would like to acknowledge our board members who are making me look good tonight. Candace Julian, I thank you for always being by my side, providing support and wisdom. Sharon Santillo, for your unbounded creativity and project instigation. Naomi Kahn, for her amazing creativity, fabrication skills, and for dreaming big. Ari Taylor, for her dedication to community, her hard work, for knowing everybody in town, and for managing our finances. Robin Inman, for always asking the big questions and keeping us on task. And Emmanuel Marsh, for his intelligence, always bringing humor to the table and providing the male perspective. My work with Malden Arts is definitely a labor of love. My love for the power of the arts to connect people across languages and cultures, and the power to expand our minds and show us what's possible. The Malden Arts Art Line is our biggest project to date. Its goal was to beautify the city while also educating people as to its cultural history. We brought some famous Malden-born artists back home through this project. We were able to teach people about their town's history and culture through these artists' work. Tonight, I want to speak a little bit about something very intimate that happened through this project. We honored in these murals Ed Emberley, Frank Stella, and Norman Greenbaum, to name a few of the most famous artists. We had ribbon cuttings, and each of the artists came and attended them. Ed, who was 87 at the time, drove down from Ipswich with his family. Frank Stella, at 83, drove up from New York City and was met in Malden by his sister. Norman, the youngster at the time, 77, flew all the way from California. All three artists were incredibly moved to be honored by their hometown by a large permanent mural showcasing their work. Each one of them spoke from the heart about how much this meant to them. I was so moved by this. It was not something I had anticipated coming out of the project. I naively thought we would be bothering them, asking something from these famous icons. But what happened was we gave them something priceless, a reconnection to home. Now, I grew up in Baltimore and was a bit of a nomad until moving to Malden in 1998. I have lived here far longer than I lived anywhere else. And I realized why I was so moved by the Art Lines artists' experiences, by their reconnection to home, was that by me working on creating public art in Malden for 15 years, by working with this amazing group of volunteers that has become like family, by getting to know local artists, business owners, city officials, that I would also find a home, that I would become part of the fabric of a place for the first time. And I thank you from my heart.
Very good. Yeah.
Thank you, Naomi.
Okay, we are going to move on to our next quote. Okay. And one day she discovered that she was fierce and strong and full of fire, and that not even she could hold herself back because her passion burned brighter than her fears. The Beautiful Truth by Mark Anthony. Our next honoree is someone I have known for many years and have witnessed her dedication to educating students in the public and private schools. From every racial and socioeconomic background, she has taught these students to be strong, independent thinkers, and self-advocates. She has an extremely passionate and enthusiastic nature, as you will see this evening. Lisa Sanker is her name. Ms. Lisa Sanker has been an educator for over 20 years. She began teaching language arts in Lynnfield, Massachusetts, working with students who were generally striving. However, she began to question why some students were still facing reading difficulties at the middle and high school levels, despite every support. Her desire to help students learn more effectively led her to working with secondary students with learning challenges. She was hired to create and implement a literacy program at Central Catholic High School in Lawrence for English language learners and students with learning differences. Later, she joined the faculty at Malden Catholic, where she created and successfully implemented the Brother Kevin program, which allowed students with unique learning styles to navigate the competitive college preparatory curriculum. Additionally, Lisa was charged with designing and facilitating the International Student Program at the school. She advocated for these often voiceless students. The program tripled in size under her leadership. At the same time, she began consulting with global educational leaders who were building new schools overseas. She helped to develop curriculum plans for schools in Ghana, Turkey, and South Korea. However, her most recent appointment as founding principal of Malden Catholic School for Girls was a milestone in her career. After an extensive search for the first principal of the new girls' school, Lisa emerged as the most qualified candidate with the greatest passion for helping girls. She was hired and asked by the executive board of the school to recruit an inaugural class of young women, assist in the designing and oversight of building a new $7 million wing for the school, create a unique and dynamic curriculum, hire and train new faculty, and plan the marketing events leading up to the school's opening in September of 2018. The school started with a full enrollment of female students that year, a number beyond anyone's belief. The centerpiece of her curriculum design was based on girls' leadership, celebrating the school's values. Lisa designed a specialized educational program that made leadership learning and training a priority for young women and provided them with increased access to female mentoring relationships. The program took place over 4 years to develop the skills, the confidence, and the leadership qualities to change the direction of girls' lives. The leadership-based design enabled young women to build skills as flexible and self-directed leaders, collaborative team members, practical and innovative problem solvers, effective communicators, and information researchers who are globally aware and compassionate citizens. Lisa thought that learning leadership skills was extremely valuable, but not enough. She further designed a 4-year experiential social justice program where young women learned about significant world issues, determined what they cared about, then using their mastery of leadership skills, created community projects that help address concerns such as homelessness, equity, environmental issues, animal cruelty, and access to education. Lisa is most proud of the work she did to enable girls from every racial and socioeconomic background the opportunity to have equitable access to become strong, independent thinkers who are self-advocates, ready and able to navigate their future success. When the school shifted its administrative structure under a new headmaster, Lisa recognized that her leadership program could impact more girls across the country, maybe even the world. She was accepted into Harvard Graduate School of Education, where she hopes to scale her leadership model for girls. Most recently, she was chosen as a member of the Harvard's Venture Program, a highly selective group of entrepreneurial thinkers who hope to change the world with revolutionary new ideas. Lisa will collaborate with experts from all Harvard graduate programs. During her years as a school teacher, she helped to bring over $2 million in new funding. Her efforts and energy were fueled by her desire to change the trajectory of girls' futures. Above all, she is grateful for the opportunity to serve children as part of her life work. In recognition of Lisa's endless and tireless dedication to education, funding for programs, and her leadership skills, the Zonta Club of Malden is pleased to honor Lisa Sanker as a 2021 Women Making a Difference. We welcome Lisa to speak to us tonight.
Thank you, Mary Jo. I greatly appreciate that. Let's see if I can get the Zoom to work right for me. There we go. I would like to just say good evening to all of the special guests here tonight. I am so very honored to be here on this virtual stage with my fellow honorees. I am truly humbled to be recognized alongside of these amazing women. And I want to say first, congratulations to Naomi, to May, to Marcia, and Kay for receiving this award tonight for your most notable and incredible work. It is a real honor to be here with all of you. And of course, it is a distinct honor to be surrounded tonight by the women of Zonta, who so graciously organized this event. I want to point out, I put this all out here. This was delivered to all of the recipients from the State House, the State Senate, from the mayor, this beautiful bouquet of roses, the Zonta Award. It was really quite overwhelming to receive all of this recognition today. So I want to say thank you to the Zonta women for doing that. But more importantly, I want to say thank you to the Zonta women who have been living the Zonta vision of a world which women's rights are human rights and where every woman can achieve her full potential. So to be recognized by this organization with whom I am aligned in both mission and vision is an extraordinary honor. So my passion as an educator for the past 20 years has been focused primarily, as Mary Jo mentioned, advocating for students on the periphery, those students who just couldn't break through, those students who just couldn't get what they need from schools. And some of you may ask, well, are girls on the periphery? Are we considering girls on the outside? And actually, if you look at recent research about girls' achievements, you may question if that's exactly right. In fact, a very famous child psychologist, Lisa Demure from Case Western Reserve, she noted that girls are doing quite well in school, actually. They're outperforming boys 3-1. And in fact, they're entering college at a higher rate than boys. So it appears at first glance that schools are doing a great job at educating young women, academically doing a great job. So what's the problem? If girls have this huge academic advantage, why aren't we seeing more women in leadership roles after graduating from college? Why aren't we seeing more CEOs and more heads of schools, national leaders? So the real question for me is not about whether schools are creating competent girls, because they're doing that, but rather, are schools creating confident girls, girls that believe in themselves? Closing this confidence gap for girls has been the primary focus of my most recent work. And as you know, I was selected to be a founding principal of a new girls' school in Malden in 2017. And it was an amazing opportunity for me to build a school that would address this massive confidence gap, a school that would build courage and voice for our girls to go forward with the confidence they need to achieve their full potential. And in my role as school leader, I developed a school model that placed leadership and confidence training in the heart of the curriculum for every girl for 4 years in high school. And this leadership training was not an after-school program for just some girls. It was part of the school day experience for every girl. And no matter her race, her creed, her socioeconomic background, every girl learned how to lead herself, how to lead others, and how to lead change that could impact the world. So when the school changed its administrative structure, a pathway was actually created for me to not only bring this girls' leadership model to that school, but scale it and bring it to thousands of young women around the world. Now, I know what you're thinking. A big impact like that needs a prominent, powerful force to be able to do that. And that's how I ended up at Harvard, where I am now building the capacity of this paradigm changing leadership model for girls to empower them and strengthen them in their futures. I'm also writing a book, and it's called A Girl's Guide to Greatness, where leadership meets social justice. And I hope that all of you will keep your eye out for it, coming soon. I feel truly, truly blessed to have been given this opportunity to make the world a more equitable place for everyone. And I hope all of you will continue to join me in that journey in your own ways. In closing, I just wish to give a few shout outs. First, I wish to thank all of my former students and their parents who are here on this call tonight. Thank you so much for supporting me. I miss you, I love you. And I'd like to thank my own parents who are joining from Florida tonight. They have loved me through this crazy adventure, and I just thank them for being here with me tonight. My two sisters who are both educators, and also my brother Bill, who has been a rock for me throughout my life. I have two wonderful, amazing children who are also on the call tonight. I love you both, Matthew and Felicia. And I'd also just like to thank two very important mentors in my life. One is Mr. Joe O'Donnell for his just endless and enduring support. And finally, I would like to thank Brother Tom Puccio, who's on this call, who gave that beautiful invocation. He was my principal mentor, and he's a dear, dear good friend. And I thank you, brother, from the bottom of my heart. And finally, I wish to thank God. He has never abandoned me in what we call our quest of life. And I just am so grateful for God in my life. Thank you, everyone. Tonight, thank you, Zonta, for this incredible honor.
Thank you very much, Lisa. I told you she was going to be enthusiastic.
Okay, our next quote is, I've got to wait for.
Give me just one moment, sorry.
No worries. We'll be ready in a second, everyone.
It wouldn't be a Zoom meeting without at least one technical error, right?
Okay, so our next quote is, the most fulfilled people are the ones who get up every morning and stand for something larger than themselves. They are the people who care about others, who will extend a helping hand to someone in need, or will speak up about an injustice when they see it. Wilma Mankiller, the first female chief of the Cherokee Nation. Our next honoree is a woman of passion for social justice, heading countless leadership positions and involvement in her community of Malden. Masha Manong is her name. Masha Manong's first participation in civic action occurred in Holy Springs, Mississippi during the summer of 1964, when as a high school student, she volunteered in the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee voter registration campaign effort. This experience sparked her passion for social justice. As a social worker at the Demont Street Preschool in Roxbury, Mass., Ms. Manong produced a documentary about the school and how it successfully integrated children who were able-bodied and children who were physically disabled in a regular classroom, which at the time was not happening in Massachusetts classrooms. This film led her to complete a Master of Arts degree at Goddard College in Vermont in 1977. Marsha became a part of the anti-apartheid and divestment movement in Boston during the 1980s, and when she moved to South Africa in 1994, she again became engaged in social justice as the regional manager for a nonprofit called Operation Hunger that assisted rural communities in combating food insecurity through communal cultivation. This work led to other major leadership positions, including an appointment with the board of the National Development Agency and to serving as a national mediation panelist addressing conflicts between white farm owners and farm workers of color. As the director of the Association for Community and Rural Advancement, a nonprofit that assisted communities to regain access to land they had lost under the apartheid government, she worked to ensure that rural women became landowners too. Upon returning to Malden, Ms. Manongs continues her civic engagement, having contributed as a citizen journalist with Neighborhood View and as a board member of UMA, formerly Malden Access Television. She is currently a member of Malden's Community Organizing for Racial Equity, Malden Corps, Friends of the Malden River, Mass Senior Action Council, chairperson of the Malden Riverworks Steering Committee, and a newly appointed board member of Mystic River Watershed Association. Ms. Manongs presently works as an office manager at Bread of Life in Malden, which organizes and provides community food services to Malden and numerous surrounding cities. In recognition of her spirit and determination, her tireless energy for racial equity, and her continued involvement with social justice, the Zonta Club of Malden is pleased to honor Masha Manong as a 2021 Woman Making a Difference. Masha, we welcome you to speak to us.
Oh, Grandma!
Thank you. I am honored and humbled by this Zonta Women Making a Difference Award. I am grateful and appreciate it very much. Thank you, Zonta, for including me in your prestigious organization's reputation. I have been fortunate to have had in my lifetime some intelligent, courageous, loving, resilient female role models. Some personally, thank you to my mom, Julia Elmira Hazard Robeson, a Narragansett Nipmuc Indigenous woman, for all the love and displays of womanhood you have given me. Some role models were from a distance, but still guided me to understand that life is about much more than myself, and that life's greatest gifts come through a shared humanity. Without a doubt, our collective humanity is being challenged and tested these days. And we all need to examine how we will respond to these challenges. There is no neutral, no middle of the road, or not taking sides on the adversities we face today. That, for some, have become nightmares they are unable to awaken from. Our humanity is being challenged by the scourge of the COVID pandemic and the inequities of how we respond. Do we dare remain silent when people of Asian descent are being blamed, targeted, and killed because of the COVID-19 virus? Our humanity is being challenged by the deafening cries for social, racial, economic, and climate justice in our country. Do we dare look away while many go hungry and homeless? Are we willing to silently watch as innocent, unarmed Black men and women are being killed in the streets of America? Have we become so immune to racist violence that it has become normal and invisible to us? Our humanity is being challenged by the environmental injustice perpetrated by the greed of big business and its devastating impact on the climate. Our humanity is being challenged when underage girls can still legally be forcefully married off to older men against their will because it's economically or culturally beneficial to the girls' families. Girls all over the world are depending on us to get this right. We dare not let them down. I know I may be preaching to the choir, but my heart is hurting and I must speak to release some of the pain. I ask you to bear with me. Our children, our daughters, and their future are asking, are we doing enough to be the difference we want to see? Are we setting the right examples for them to follow? Are we choosing what is right or what is easy? Are we choosing what is right for everyone and not just the 1%ers? Do we dare to become anti-racist even when friends or families push back and say they are tired of talking about race, about diversity, equity, and inclusion because they are not racist? Do we dare to become environmental and climate activists even when our former US president called climate change mythical, non-existent, and expensive hoax? Do we dare to challenge school systems that still teach a Eurocentric colonialist curriculum? Do we stand in solidarity with those who stand alone to challenge systems that exclude or hurt them? Will we be able to tell our children, tell our daughters that we proudly stood on the right side of history in her story? As Maya Angelou so eloquently said in her poem, "Still I Rise," you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Thank you, Zonta. Thank you, Z Club. Keep up the struggle. There's more to be done.
Thank you, Marsha. Thank you.
Welcome.
That was terrific.
Very good. Tonight, the Zonta Club of Malden will be presenting the 2021 Humanitarian Award to our next two honorees, Representative Kay Khan and May Hung. This is Kay Khan's quote. "There cannot be true democracy unless women's voices are heard." Hillary Clinton. State Representative Kay Khan has represented the upper half of Newton in the Massachusetts House of Representatives since 1995. Serving the 11th Middlesex District and the city of Newton, Representative Khan has championed many projects to completion, including the implementation of the Woburn Sound barriers, the restoration of the Lower Falls pedestrian bridge, and the reopening of the Lower Falls Community Center. Currently, the representative is working with a coalition of stakeholders to make the Newton Community Rail stations accessible and has already achieved just over $20 million in funding for the project. She was appointed by former Speaker Robert DeLeo in 2009 and to serve as the now former House Chair of the Joint Committee on Children, Families, and Persons with Disabilities. The committee provides legislature oversight of the Department of Children and Families, the Department of Development Disabilities, the Department of Youth Services, the Department of Transitional Assistance, the Commission for the Blind, the Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, and the Massachusetts Rehabilitation Commission. This committee worked closely with the Department of Early Childhood and Care, as well as the Department of Mental Health. She is an adamant supporter of environmental issues. Last session, she sponsored legislation that increased the Renewable Energy Portfolio Standard, a program that requires a certain percentage of the state's electricity to come from renewable energy. This legislation was ultimately included in the Environmental Bond Bill, signed into law on July 13, 2018. Furthermore, she co-sponsors and advocates for every legislative priority of the Sierra Club Massachusetts chapter and was named a champion by the Environmental League of Massachusetts for her leadership on combating climate change. Her legislative portfolio celebrates and promotes diversity. She is an unshakable advocate for equal rights for all individuals, young and old, in the Commonwealth. Her legislation to ban conversion therapy was one of the first bills signed into law during the last legislative session, thus advancing LGBTQ rights one step further in the Commonwealth. She is also proud of her A+ rating from NARAL Pro-Choice, Massachusetts. She earned her bachelor's degree from Boston University School of Nursing. Her first job as a nurse was at Boston Children's Hospital. Following this, she became an instructor at Boston University School of Nursing undergraduate students on a pediatric rotation. She went on to earn a master's degree in psychiatric mental health nursing from Boston University, graduating with honors, and worked in a private group practice in Newton for close to 20 years. She is a world traveler and has visited a wide array of countries around the world. She enjoys hiking, biking, travel, arts and culture, theater, ballet, cooking, entertaining, and spending time with her grandchildren. She serves as a board member of the New Philharmonic Orchestra and is a founding board member of the Newton Cultural Alliance. She has lived in Newton for more than 40 years, where she and her husband raised their 3 children and now enjoys her 7 grandchildren. The Zonta Club of Malden is pleased to honor the Honorable Kay Khan with the Zonta Club of Malden 2021 Humanitarian Award. We will now hear from Representative Kay Khan.
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here, and thank you for that lovely introduction. I'm really, truly overwhelmed and humbled and honored to be here tonight with the Zonta Club of Malden in celebration of the 2021 Women Making a Difference. And I want to congratulate all of the wonderful honorees this evening. And I've enjoyed listening to each one of you. You have really brought amazing insights and words to what we are really trying to do here, which is to protect and empower young girls and women. I have to also say, I think you are an amazing club as I've gotten to know you over the last months and during the pandemic. We've met virtually on several occasions regarding my legislation. And just have to say, it was fun to get on early this evening, and you truly all enjoy each other's company and you enjoy the mission of the club. And again, I'm just deeply honored to be here and to be one of the honorees. I want to especially thank President of Zonta, Michelle Wong, who drove all the way out to Newton today. And I understand she went to everyone's residence to drop off these amazing, the flowers, the special citations. And I want to recognize some of the good men out there who were really part of the celebration for me this evening with the citations, and wonderful citation from Gary Christensen, Mayor of Malden, wonderful citation from Steve Voltrino, who brought greetings from the House of Representatives, and Speaker Mariano, greetings from Senator Jason Lewis, who represents Malden, and a beautiful plate and another award. I didn't bring them up with me, so I think I sent a photograph with everything, but really, I just can't tell you how honored I am to be here this evening and to really think about all of the work that Zonta has done. The 101 years of service is really amazing. It's really outstanding, and something to really feel good about yourselves in terms of what you've been able to do for your community and for people around the world. I had an opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. to a UNICEF conference and met the president of Zonta International. I mean, how often does that happen? It was really phenomenal. And I just have been so honored to have this opportunity to really push for some of the things that I really care about, and have had a platform to do that in the Massachusetts legislature. So I want to just take a minute to thank my staff, because as it was said earlier, you can't do any of this alone. And I have wonderful staff, Emily Hajar, Lisa Rosenfeld, Caitlin Rugo, who have been totally dedicated to all of the work that I have been able to do over the last 26 years. They weren't with me for 26 years, but everyone I've had come through my office have been really outstanding. But I really want to take a minute to give a special shout out to my good friend, Paul Donato, who also represents Malden. And he has been a true partner on this mission to end child marriage in Massachusetts. And we have worked really hard. We were pleased in the last session that the Senate actually did pass the legislation unanimously, voted unanimously, and we're just hoping now that we can get both the House and the Senate to get on board and really help move this legislation forward, because it really is important. It's often young, disadvantaged young women who are in this kind of a situation where they're forced into a marriage at 14, 15, 16. I was shocked when I heard that this was actually happening here in Massachusetts, but it is happening in Massachusetts. And in fact, we heard recently that there were 14 cases that came before the court in 2020. Even during the pandemic, there were parents coming forward who wanted to force their child into a marriage. So it's even more important than ever to make sure that we really work toward getting this work done. And these young people who were brought to court, it was to the probate and family court where this happened. And and these, they were 14, 15, 16-year-olds who were in this situation. So we just need to work hard to get this done. So, and as you know, early marriage can really limit a girl's opportunities and compromises their health. So I'm hoping, I'll put it in the chat, but House docket 718 and Senate docket 292, both are an act to end child marriage. And I'm really hoping we can get your help. And there are lots of ways to help. And I think that we've chatted already with Sue Thompson and Michelle and others who have been on calls. And we even brought the former speaker of the House to a Zonta Zoom call let's see, it was in 2020. So we're hoping that we can really move forward, get this work done. And again, I've had such an opportunity through the legislature over the years to really work hard at protecting children, families, and persons with disabilities. So I just want to thank you all so much for this wonderful, wonderful award. I'm so appreciative. I'm so happy to really meet all of the Zonta women and to continue to work with you. And I know that they will get the information out to all of you in terms of how you can help, that we can move this legislation forward. So I want to say thank you. I again want to give a special shout out to Paul Donato. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Mary and Ryan, because I understand she also had been an honoree and she's a good friend, and we work closely together. So thank you all so much. And really I just again want to congratulate all the honorees. You are all amazing, and it's wonderful to be part of this group. So thank you.
Thank you, Representative Kay Khan. Very nice. We will move on to our next quotes, and I say plural. Okay. Nothing is softer or more flexible than water, yet nothing can resist it, by Lao Tzu. All streams flow to the sea because it is lower than they are. Humility gives it its power, by Lao Tzu. Our next humanitarian award is for Mei Hung. Mei Hung, a native of Taiwan, came to America to pursue higher education expand her horizons, and search for the meaning of life. Once in the United States, she was fascinated by American culture, while she also developed a deeper appreciation for her own Chinese cultural heritage. Since joining the Chinese Cultural Connection in 1997 as a volunteer, May saw a high-minded organization that not only gave her the platform to share her cultural heritage, but also an opportunity for her to learn more about the American way. In 1999, May succeeded the founder and executive director of the Chinese Cultural Connection, Catherine Su, and relocated the charitable and outreach organization to Malden. During her tenure, May has delivered numerous programs as well as created many new ones, especially the East Meets West Cultural Dialogue series. She hopes that using Chinese arts and culture as catalysts will inspire all cultures to come together to connect, understand, and appreciate each other. Hopefully, this spirit will help unite humanity into a world of mutual benefit. May has been a member of the Kiwanis Club International since 2000 and has served as an advisor to the Key Club at Malden High School since 2001. She has been a member of the Board of Overseers of the Melrose Wakefield Hospital, formerly known as Hallmark Health System, since 2007. May has also been a member of the Advisory Council at Mystic Valley Elder Services since 2010. May obtained her associate degree at Bunker Hill Community College, her bachelor degree from Bentley University, and earned her master's degree in education and psychology from Tufts University. She has studied Tai Chi for many years with world-renowned masters, the practice of which has informed her teaching at Boston University since 2003. In her rare moments of free time, May enjoys reading, cooking, and playing goken, an ancient Chinese stringed instrument. The Zonta Club of Malden is pleased to honor May Hung with the Zonta Club of Malden 2021 Humanitarian Award. We will now hear from May Hung.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm so honored. I mean, after listening to all these honorees, I feel, why should I be here? I'm not qualified to be part of this cloud or this group, but I am very humbled to and really honored to be on the Zonta International family of honorees. So and particularly this morning when Michelle called me, I thought she made a mistake. She said she was going to do something to my house. I said, well, I'm not in Malden. Are you sure you are calling the right number? So anyhow, this is just beyond me. I am just totally touched. I feel that I'm just merely do what I do, what I love to do, and being recognized for this, it's just beyond my even ever thought about this. Is too special. But regardless, I want to thank Zonta International Service Organization for such an incredible mission in promoting and advancing the status of women. And I feel that this is so important. And I agree that with the Hillary quote, Clinton's quote, that this world, democracy is not true without women's voices being heard. So I feel Zonta is playing such an incredible role for young women to have more hope and opportunity to strive. And again, today, that women on top, because we know that women are really running the show in many such situations. And without women, this world will collapse in no time. So I would like to take this opportunity to start with thank the former Mayor Howard for inviting the Chinese Culture Connection to Malden. That allows me to continue this Chinese Culture Connections mission. And I'm really grateful also for the current Mayor Gary Christensen's administration for continuing to trust us and give his full support. So that, and the local community group that we have been collaborating for the last almost 20 years, so that we can continue to thrive and do whatever we need to do. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our board members. We've been through a lot of tough times, but many board members believe in me and supported me, stay with me. Some of them have stayed for more than 10 years, go through all the tough times, and that we are still alive, kicking and thriving. I also like to thank my teams, my supportive teams, my staff members, even though I only have a few, particularly Eva Jiang, and also my husband for giving me the space to do what I do and being a great editor. So together, they produce great result. Like most immigrants, I came to America to pursue higher education and to expand my horizon. And I could, so that I could to really kind of pursue or to live my life to its fullest. And I wanted to always have a question, particularly when life is very tough. I always ask myself, what is the purpose of my existence? And so coming to America, it's really a great opportunity for me to challenge myself. And actually, I feel very, very proud to say that actually I have discovered who I am and what I was born to be. And I feel very proud also to be part of Chinese Culture Connection because, and I stick to the mission that we hope. Our mission is to promote intercultural harmony and strengthen the diverse community, build bridges between the Chinese and American citizens so that we can all prosper and through the cultural educational programs. So I hope to, through our programs, to empower and inspire the immigrants population so that their voice can be heard. And through my own personal experience, I would like to, help people to discover their own potentials, because if you're waiting, anything is possible. But I also feel sad though, for recent years, and particularly this past year and then recent shooting situation. I feel really ambivalent about what this country has become. When I choose to come to America to realize my American dream, or my dream, I was under the impression that Americans are very generous, big-hearted, favor equality with justice and regard for all. And luckily, I must admit that throughout my journey in this country, my experience has been very positive, although not without challenges. But I always embrace any challenge that comes through my way as a part of my growing process. So our founding fathers has great wisdom to realize this country is built upon immigrants and thrives by them. And the society, in this society, everything's following their own pace so that everyone can go, faster or slower, whatever they need. And then the people who are much better off and they can go faster, they can help out those people who are a little behind. And I think that's a society that we can complement each other, because not everyone can go through the same pace. And this is really considered as a great system. And yet this ideology hasn't seemed to stand the test of time. The time has changed and everyone seems to have a very different ideas. And I feel we are right now facing a lot of turmoil with this severe political divide, racial divide, and our inequality, income gaps, global warming, And now this is a global one, the global pandemic. It has been exhausting and challenging times for the last few years. And last year was an exceptional year. So I thought that we had risen to the most intense challenges because the pandemic is coming to an end because we have this vaccine coming through our way so that we have see some light through the tunnel. But now we see the shooting and some people choose to, instead of protecting themselves and others people, they choose to direct their energy and frustration towards the Asian American community. And I think that is really a very unfortunate situation. I feel people who are not able to face the challenge and then overcome it, then it's really not only ignorant, but also self-defeat. The global pandemic is here for a reason. And to blame anyone, it's just not right. So it would be, especially this world has become so independent. We are all in the same boat. And that's where we are today. We have to have a collective responsibility for each other's well-being. Now, no one can ignore the global health protocols. If we choose to live in this society and enjoy the convenience of the global economy has to offer, we must follow the rules. Wearing the mask, protect everyone. And so it is very difficult for me to feel that, of course, majority are good citizens. And where do we stand? How can we help to teach people that who have so much anger and frustration and towards some other people? So I feel that Americans can and will continue to strive when we can all work together for our common goal, common good. This country has all the talents and resources to be a great place for all of us, in which the political divide really put us in a really wrong place, especially for those who are not able to really live for common good. And for some of them, they look for their own personal benefits. And that's really created a huge confusion for many people. And that's when our leaders are not able to fulfill their responsibilities, they cannot be a good leader for us to follow. We are humans, and we share more in common than the differences. We must not only recognize our communities, but also appreciate and embrace our differences. That's how we enrich each other, and we can be happy, healthy, and prosperous, and benefit from each other. So I feel like I'm really pushing the choir because, this is Zonta International Club is doing exactly just that. But, in conclusion, I would like to say that, as this quote said, in humanity, that the water is the softest substance besides the wind. We can penetrate anything. I believe that if there's a well, there's a way. And together, we can make a better tomorrow. So thank you again, Zonta International Club, for this incredible honor. And thank you for all the honorees. You are incredible hero for me. And good night. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mai. Thank you very much, Mai. Very, very nice. Thank you. Tonight's award ceremony could not have happened without the hard work of the incredible women on this committee. I'd especially like to thank my co-chair, of the Women Making a Difference Committee, Leanne Andrucci, as well as Ari Taylor and Sarah Zyberg, whose expertise enabled us to go virtual during this time. I am in awe of them. I'd also like to thank our Zontrans from the Malden Club and surrounding area clubs for coming out to support this event. Thank you so very much. On behalf of the Zonta Club of Malden, I would like to congratulate and thank our 21 honorees. Let's give a round of applause. Very, very good. Wonderful. I'd also like to thank their families and friends for supporting them, and all of you for helping us pay tribute to these amazing women and to support this event. Together, we can build on our past accomplishments and undertake new endeavors that will continue to raise awareness, educate, and bring the issues of women and girls to the light on a local and international level. Let's take a cue from the outstanding women honored this evening and all of those who have gone before, and continue to work together to recognize the possibilities and embrace them with teamwork, courage, faith, and hope, thereby transforming the world and our place in it. At every meeting, it is our tradition to end the evening with a special reading called the Club Collect. At this time, I call upon Sharon Rose Zyberg to read the Club Collect to us tonight.
Keep us from pettiness. Let us be large in thought, in word, in deed. Let us be done with fault finding and leave off self-seeking. May we put away all pretenses and meet each other face to face without self-pity and without prejudice. May we never be hasty in judgment and always generous. Let us take time for all things. Make us grow calm, serene, and gentle. Teach us to put into action our best impulses, straightforward and unafraid. Grant that we may realize that it is the little things that create differences, that in the big things of life, we are as one. And may we strive to touch and to know the great woman's heart of us all, and let us not forget to be kind.
Thank you, Sharon. Again, I would like to say congratulations to our 5 honorees. I am glad that we were able to do this virtually. And I would like to now turn the program over to Ari Taylor and Sarah Zyberg. They are going to conduct the raffle and the 50-50 winners for tonight. And I will say goodnight to everyone, and we will hope to see you here next year. And hopefully it will be in person. Thank you all for coming out, and congratulations, everyone. Thank you. Okay, now Ari and Sarah.
Hello all. Thank you so much for staying with us throughout the event, and for purchasing raffle tickets and helping us provide scholarships and honoring these amazing women. I'm still a little teary from hearing everybody speak and just being in awe of the women we have with us tonight. So I will start with our wheel of names. These names are people who put in for the raffle baskets. We'll spin it 3 times. The first one is for the wine basket. So again, this is for the nifty wine basket. Oh, it's so close. Yay! Eilish O'Brien, I will be in contact with you about how to deliver your basket to you. Okay, so we'll move on. The next is the the lottery basket is happening. Nicole Mansu, congratulations again. I will be in touch on delivering your lottery basket. It's actually kind of nice this year to not, usually whoever wins the lottery basket, everybody kind of stands around and it's like, scratch him now. How much do you want, now you don't have to tell us. Hopefully you win big. And then the last one is the Strong Women Strong Coffee basket. It is the last of the raffle baskets. Darlene Joyce. Awesome. So I will be in touch with you, Darlene, about that basket. And so next we're going to go to our 50-50. And so the pot is $800 in tickets was sold. $400 is going to the winner. So this is for the big one. Extra fun music for this one. Oh man.
Joanne Stroud-Lebeau.
Oh, and that one talks. There we go. Joanne, I will be in touch with you. Yes! So let's rock that. It was so close to my name. So close. You lost. So I want to thank everybody for all the amazing well-wishers and the support again tonight. This is always my favorite night of the year for Zonta. And it was just as special tonight, even virtual with all of you. So thank you so much. I'll turn it back over to Mary Jo.
Okay, thank you. So we have a few people going home very happy tonight. Again, congratulations to our 5 nominees. You did a great job tonight letting us into your lives and sharing things with us. We really appreciate it. We will have this again next March for Women Making a Difference. And I would hope that the 5 honorees tonight would have the chance to join us. And you will hear more from us in the committee as we get closer to that day. But thank you everyone, and let's have another round of applause for our great honorees. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Hope to see you next year.
Everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Seeing everyone.
Night.